right, everyone. Well, we'll just cut that short because we're starting it. Well, doing a different time tonight, so I could be joined by my old bud Steph. Don't F with Steph. As they say,
Hi.
that's a classic saying, or it should be.
Yeah,
Anyway,
don't.
uh,
After what
don't
happened last night, after what happened yesterday.
don't do it.
Yeah, but you
Um,
saw, if you were on Twitter yesterday and you saw what that chick was doing to 97 Bravo, he's got a channel here too. I ripped her new asshole on video. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, but
you can say it. Oh, you can say any word you want here. Fuck it.
yeah, I mean, her name was Bernadette Giacomozo, and she's some sort of,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I tore her a new one.
Yes,
And
you
it
did a
felt
video on that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And it felt really, really good. Had to check my blood pressure after that, but women like that piss me off. I mean, they just piss me
Oh yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone. Well, whoever is here, again, I'm getting some crazy readings from StreamYard, but I'm sure they will pop in. Usually, sometimes it takes a little while because I haven't been on this early ever. So, but I got the feelers out there or whatever. But anyway, thanks everyone. Had a marvelous time. Whoever does hear this later, Monday night, beating the crap out of the piece of filth, disgusting, shitty Doctor Who so-called New Year's special. Screw you, Chippy, and yes, and talking about the news about Jodie Whittaker being gone. If it's true, watch it not be true. Ugh. But anyway, everyone's running with it. So anyway, let's hope it is not true. But if it is true, it doesn't matter if Chippy's there. It's the same trash.
Yeah, they're gonna put a trans black woman in the role. Okay.
They almost did, sort of already, but yeah.
Well,
in a sense, they have. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just wait for that. Then you guys will really be happy.
Well, see, that's the weird thing. All these rumors about Michael Sheen, who was a good actor that people wanted in the role in the first place, are going. I don't know why people believe that could happen. I mean, he's a white male. There's no way.
Yeah.
Can't have that. Can't have that. Well,
not with the BBC. Not with the BBC.
No, not with the BBC. So. Anyway, and I appreciate everyone who was there, and I want to thank everyone who stuck through my rant after that about the that top 100 CBR list about the greatest comic runs of all time. It was just I'm sorry, CBR, go screw yourself. But anyway, tonight, and of course, again Saturday, Raquel Briggs and I will be back. We'll be doing continuing our quest. I want to thank her for being with me Saturday night. This coming Saturday night, as with every Saturday night this year, we hope everyone anyway, most of them, we are chronicling all of Star Trek. And I mean 1966 to 2005. We started with the pilots last week, and we're going to do 4 episodes a week of original Trek. Starting with the real Trek, we're going to go all the way in order. Original Trek, animated series, TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise, and the movies too. So anyway, all right. Just because how we roll around here. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about, well, I guess you got to put it under the heading of Star Wars anyway, Steph. Technically, right? I'm sure all of you have been seeing this going around. Star Wars, this is something called Star Wars The New Republic. Now, it's in multiple formats, Steph, if I'm correct. It's comics and books, just those two, or
comics, books, and magazines. I
don't know what that means.
I don't. I've been trying to figure it out, and I don't know because no one reads magazines anymore. I mean, when you go to Sportsman's Warehouse, and you're looking around, you're buying some stuff you need, and you stop at the magazine rack, and you see a fairly substantial, really kind of elite covered book, we'll call it, magazine, with a beautiful engraved shotgun. Now, you guys know I love to shoot, so don't go there with me because I'll talk your ear off about that. Beautiful engraved shotgun. And I'm going, okay. Then I see Outdoor Life. You remember Outdoor Life? Okay, Outdoor Life is a big goddamn deal. I mean, when I was a kid, Dad subscribed to it. He had Field and Stream, he had Gray's Sporting Journal, all that stuff. And they were substantial because, that's what people did back then. It's like they grabbed a magazine and actually sat down and read it. Outdoor Life, sadly, is a pamphlet now. Okay, this is the state of the publishing industry.
Yeah.
I also like to cook and bake. And, you know, if you see my house, you know, I like to design stuff. And let me explain. Martha Stewart has gone down to 4 magazines a year. When her magazine Living came out every month, it was substantial. There was stuff you could actually look at and think, God, maybe I could do that. Maybe, you know. And I don't have a problem with Martha Stewart. Don't throw me any shade. And it's just, I mean, you know, but that's the state of the publishing industry. I mean, Bon Appetit, which is like one of my favorite magazines of all time. You know what it was? It was SJW restaurants. It was diversity. They didn't actually talk about food anymore. It was social justice. I'm like, and it was that thin. I'm like, fuck. So magazines, I don't know who they think they're going to sell it to because they're not publishing them. People aren't buying them. Give me a break. Comic books, it's a small niche anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Cameron Pasha about that, and if anybody watched EVS last night, he basically explained. They're like, "Oh my God, it's a hit! Everyone's buying it." No, the distributors are buying it to put in shops.
Yeah.
And when the ones that can't buy, that they won't be sold, which most of them can't be sent back to the publisher. Okay, that's what they do. That's how it works, right? And so they're bragging about this. So today, I think we're talking about this. I saw that Kevin Scott, who I think wrote the first comic book, the one that's the hit, he was talking to somebody like, you know, oh my God, this is such a hit. You know, they're going into a second printing and blah, blah, blah. And I basically told him what EVS said. And then we started getting into it. And I did a video on it. And I didn't post the tweets. I have them. But at the end of it, let me see if I can find this tweet because it's really interesting because I want you guys, yeah, I think I can. Let's see my mentions. Let's see. Kevin Scott, because I didn't block him. He wrote, this is what he told me. And I want you to see what's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't change what you believe. Been a fan of this stuff since the original Marvel run through the EU and the Dark Horse comics, especially the Dark Horse comics right up to now. All my FW, I've tried to build on what's gone on before because it means so much to me. Okay, here's a question. What's missing in this ingredient? What is where's the omission, the sin of omission here? No love of Star Wars and no respect for George Lucas. Right? You tried to build on what's gone on before. In what way? He can say he loves something all he wants, but it's what a man does that proves, right? Actions speak louder than words. So you've got, let's see, if you look at the characters, they're SJW, that black woman on the front of one where they have her head shaved. And then she's got these things hanging on the back. I'm like, oh, fuck. You've got a character named Leonix Geishi.
Yeah, I'm pulling up some pictures now.
Okay, yeah. Finally, Leonix. That's an anagram, by the way.
Oh boy, really?
Leonix is gay. There she is. There. I mean, look at that. That is
The
every SJW character ever.
The one in the middle right there?
Yeah.
With the green lightsaber? Yeah, that's just, okay, yeah. Wow. And that's not even the worst of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it just, it's like, okay, but at least I get the lightsaber colors, right? You know?
Wow.
You know, and then you got Leonix Geishi, and when you spell out the anagram, it's Leonix is gay. And if you saw him, it's like a gay Han Solo.
You gotta be kidding
me.
if
you can find him, because I know he's got to be in here somewhere. I'm like, you know, give me a break. You guys don't love Star Wars. Oh, and there's one that my friend Mazarius swears up and down is the rendering of Pablo Hidalgo as a Jedi.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, if I can, I'll get the picture for you later and see what you think, because I'm like, I don't know, Maze. I don't know, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
it wouldn't surprise me either.
but here's after the initial discussion, and then I started thinking about who's running this thing. We've got a black woman who's large, who hates white people, who hates men. Her tweets about Montana, if you've ever been to Montana, she hates it there. There are too many white people, and there's nothing.
Oh yeah, too many.
Yeah, there's nobody there. That's why I like it. That's why I like it. And it's absolutely some of the most beautiful country, with a lot of actual history that really is vital to the United States, by the way. Custer's Battlefield there is there. Miles City, Montana was a big bustling place for gunfighters and all the rest of that stuff. Stuff that made America what it is. And she just in a series of tweets just shit all over it. And I'm like, fuck you, but she's also an anti-white.
Of course.
God,
this looks like shit.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'm saying. This is bad. This is just bad.
Yeah, I think like Mark C. Poll, that is probably the magazine they're saying it's going to be like their new version of Star Wars Insider.
Yeah,
I guess. So.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No one's going to read it anyway.
No.
And then you got Claudia Gray, who, by the way, really has become a blue-haired land whale. Have you seen pictures of her lately?
Yes.
Yeah. And she really is now a blue-haired land whale.
I'm embarrassed she's from down here.
Yeah, and I looked. Well, her real name is Amy Vincent.
Oh.
Yeah, that Claudia Gray, weird, is her a nom de plume, and it's like, really? I mean, wow. I'm a dyke. That's what her name should be. That's what her nom de plume should be. Because that's what she is. She might as well admit it, don't you think?
Well, yeah. So
in her tweets about patriarchy and men, and Itchy Baka on Disney Star Wars is dumb, has got that all mapped out. He got all their tweets. I have several. I mean, if they want to get into an argument, we all have receipts. We have the receipts, so don't start. And then you've got Daniel Jose Older, the 5'2" little dude, balding dude with the big ears, who hates white men. He wrote Last Shot. I'm still waiting for some jackass to send it to me as a joke so I can put it in the fire pit. I mean that. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. It was, this guy, he has said so many nasty things about America and about white men. It's like, I guess if I looked like you and I was as insecure as you are, I'd feel the same way, but maybe you should learn to be a jockey. I mean, at least you'd have a job that's a manly man job. You fall off a horse, a big, mean, nasty, crazy horse. I mean, but hey, everyone's got to take their chances. He's got to be that big. And he was defending Pablo during the Pablo thing and everything. And he wrote Last Shot, and he's one of the authors. And he is obsessed with male genitalia. He's obsessed with Lando's package. And if you open up, if you
oh shit! Oh my god!
If you open up the first chapter of A Last Shot, because I just looked at it and my friends filled me in. It's Lando looking at himself in a mirror to make sure his package was front and center.
Oh, great!
I'm like, as if Lando would ever do what the fuck?
Holy crap!
And then the last part is Han whining to Leia about, I don't know if I could be a dad.
Oh boy!
And I could see Harrison Ford actually playing this out. Alden Ehrenreich better. I don't know. I just don't know. And I'm like,
oh, this is so bad. Look at this shit.
I know. That's Justina Ireland.
Ireland.
That's actually, do you remember Sinisteros from the EU?
I'm not sure.
All right. She was, if you read the Han Solo original real original origin story.
Mhm.
Anastaros was a black woman, very beautiful, who was also a smuggler, and she and Han would race across the mall. And one time she got too close to one of the black holes, got stuck in the gravity well, and he had to get her out.
Mhm.
So he gets her out, saves her life, and they were having relations. They were like friends with benefits. And
This woman right here in the front and center.
no, that's actually her ancestor.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, I got you.
So she decides on the spur of the moment that they should get married. Han is like in the Falcon at the moment she said that with Chewie firing up the engines and they're going to the corporate sector as fast as they can go. All right, that's and then this character Sana showed up in the Marvel comics, and the story was she was basically married to Han as a hoax to like get some money or something off of people, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Who writes this shit?
Oh my God.
Why are they hired? This sucks. This is can't you just, you know what I'm saying? Disrespectful fucks, you know? And yeah, so that's the reason why Sana is that woman, that black woman, not Sana, but her ancestors there is because I guess Ireland wanted to use her. She wanted to make that a bigger character. She's probably very upset that Solo screwed Sana over and everything. And it's like, honey, you need to stop self-inserting yourself in everything you write. Okay, because you're not yelling at Han Solo anymore. You're actually probably yelling at your father or somebody. I don't know. You know, I mean, anyway, but it's just, I'm like, whatever. You know?
Oh, this is terrible. I have a question. I mean, I don't just a quite. I don't know if you know this or not, but why is Disney owns Marvel still? Why is this IDW? Why they farm this out to IDW? Look at this Star Wars High Republic Adventures, which looks
I
like
don't know.
total shit. IDW does do a lot of licensed comics, but Marvel owns. I mean, Marvel. I mean, DC. I mean, Disney owns. Marvel.
Here's the thing that I noticed. I don't know if you noticed it, but Disney canceled the Rise of Skywalker comic.
Yeah. Yes.
They canceled Dr. Aphra. Yes.
And they're gonna cancel this crap too.
Well, they may, but this is IDW, and that was Marvel.
Yeah.
So I kind of go. I think Marvel said we're not going to get involved with this shit. We're not. We're just no.
Disney owns them though.
I know that. I know, and
Weird.
I think maybe Kevin Feige kind of stepped in. Maybe I don't know.
Could be.
But this whole thing's a bad idea. I mean, but I'll tell you what. I talked to Cameron Pasha a couple minutes ago over the other thing that's been going on today. That's a really bigger thing. But we're having fun here. And he basically said the reason why this stuff is being made is because all the SJWs, what's left of them at Lucasfilm, are shoved into that place. Okay, into one corner, and that's all they can do. So anyway,
well, I can hear that now.
Yeah.
You said something about was it EVS or whatever was talking about the sales on this thing. You order if the order's still going through Diamond or whomever, you order a couple of months in advance on the stuff, and like you were talking about, you can order anything you want for your shop. It's what will you sell. They don't that's why comic sales are always very misleading. So they're going to be shelf warmers because I mean, no one's going to buy this crap. I mean, a few idiots.
Yeah.
And another thing is, when they buy one, people don't know about it. Like you and I know about it or whatever. They ain't going to buy much more than that if they buy one issue or two.
Yeah, I don't want it. Someone said to me, the novel, which, I mean, books aren't selling very well either anymore.
No.
You have to have better luck. You would have to have better luck at winning the lottery than you would to get a novel published by a publisher right now. I'm not kidding you. They're not selling either. And someone wrote to me, some shells, some trolls, some I like Star Wars no matter how bad it is because it says Star Wars. Or I'm an SJW and I find myself being validated by it. Okay. Was like, you haven't, I got a copy of Light of the Jedi 2 months ago and it was great. I'm like, in whose opinion? Because I read the first chapter and I wanted to curl up around my dog and sleep. With him as my pillow. And he was like, "Get away from me, woman." He's not. Our shepherd is not cuddly. He's not at all. I wish he was, but he's not. He's a good boy. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a bore. It's a snooze fest. For a good book to be good, to sell well now, it's gotta say something to the people who are going to read it, and the audience for Star Wars books is like,
very small from what you're saying. By the way, hail to the great Eric K. By the way, here's something more puzzling, Steph. It looks like it is Marvel, but it's also IDW. Then they farm stuff out, so that's something that is really strange that they're having to publish it with dual publishers. I can't name you very many times if that's happened.
Yeah.
But we saw an IDW book, and then we see a Marvel book. I mean, comic.
Yeah, I think they basically, it might be they're dividing the loss.
It happens.
I mean,
no, it actually doesn't happen. So it's weird.
I'm like, Disney has to know this is going to be a fail. They have to, but they didn't cancel it. And probably didn't cancel it because Kennedy probably was shitting herself. Because she was. Did you watch the intro to their virtual confab?
Yes.
It was Kennedy, and I turn it on. Also, I see her face, and I'm like, turn it off. I didn't watch it. I don't want to. I can't. There are already everybody on that conference are people I would hate in real life.
Dave Bob, what's up, buddy? Oh, Dave Bob's here. He says, hello, Steph.
Hi, Bob.
Good to see you guys. Wow, this looks like crap.
It does. I mean,
oh my God.
I mean, you have to. Here's something for you guys to do. Go and find EVS's. He watched it and then film and then talked about it. He's got a video on it. He was laughing his ass off. And because he knows it's a failure. I mean, he can just look at it as a failure. But it's so bad. And his reaction is priceless. I love him.
It's hilarious when he's laughing his ass off and stuff. I've seen it.
I'm watching this going, I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop because when you have someone who's been in that industry for so long, who's more successful than the people that are establishment right now, just going, this sucks, and then laughing at them, it's awesome. And
he's very respectful to other pros in the industry, even somebody he doesn't agree with. He's always tries to be, fair to them, and he doesn't run them down as much, unless they go after him or whatever. And he won't laugh at another comic. I mean, he'll say a lot of times he'll kind of be fair to it because it's a fellow bro, somebody in the industry. But he's laughing at this crap. That's something.
Oh, that was he was. You gotta see it because, I mean, he couldn't stop. I was, of course, when somebody like that starts laughing, then you start laughing, then you can't stop. Pretty soon it's like you can't breathe and you're dying. It was that was really funny, but it just told me that this isn't going anywhere. He knows it. The colors are off. The art sucks. We have a Trandoshan who's like a one-armed Trandoshan. So I kind of sent this to somebody who mentioned that and started laughing. It's like, they have cybernetics at that time period. They could give him an arm. So the excuse from Kevin Scott was, well, the Trandoshans can grow new ones. Okay. Did you just make that? Did you just pull that out of your ass? I need to know. I mean, maybe they can, but I don't remember that in anything.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, what? This is just laughable.
Oh, God, it looks like Garbage.
What's funny is that we've got people on our side worried that this is where Ryan Johnson's trilogy is going to come from. He doesn't have a trilogy.
Ryan's what?
Doesn't. Yeah, right. Ryan's triple. What boobs?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the third nipple. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about, but he doesn't have one. They would have put it on the screen up there. The only things they were talking about at the investors meeting was what they're actually working on or actually thinking about working on. Okay, and only two of them Kathleen Kennedy doesn't even have anything to do with. And she's been told point blank, you are not going to bother with John and Dave. You can send notes, but that's all you get to do. Okay? Because John and Dave are the only ones that are actually producing for the franchise.
Yep.
And like,
Yep.
but there are people on our side that don't want to believe anything. As long as she's got the title of president, they're and when you talk to Hollywood insiders, they're like, it is an open secret that she ruined Star Wars. That and the industry talks about it behind closed doors. She did, and I was talking about this in one of my videos today. There's a difference between forced diversity and organic diversity. It's just natural. It's
right.
When you want forced diversity, you watch the sequel trilogy or High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
If you want just who's there at the time, you watch Mando. Okay.
Yeah.
And Mandalorian, you've got him showing up with 4 women on the ship. One happens to be Cara Dune, who's my favorite new character in this. And they go in and clean house so he can go and get Baby Yoda. Okay, Grogu. I had no ick about that. You want to know why? Because every one of those women earned their stripes.
Mm-hmm.
They earned where they were, and we all knew their backstories. There's no disrespect of women, but there's no disrespect of men. I had friends that were upset about that one female Mandalorian going off on Boba Fett. But, I'm like, that was a little bit much, and I didn't like that. And I
a little bit.
I would have rather seen him put her down. Just grab her by the throat, throw her down, and then point his blaster and say no. That would have made more sense to me. But, I'm whatever. I'm like,
yeah, whatever. You can't have everything. I mean, still,
it was.
They were good characters, though.
Yeah, and it's organic. It's reality. The Mandalorian women are warriors. Cara Dune is a highly trained shock trooper, and Fennec is a assassin. And some of the best assassins that ever lived on the planet were women. So.
Yeah, I love Ming-Na Wen.
Yeah. I mean, she
she's great.
Yeah, she I don't know what's going on with this thing.
Uh-oh.
My I've got a Fitbit, and it's being weird.
Oh.
Right, yeah, I didn't get my steps in today, but I was like, I've got 2 trees to take down. I got one that is taken down, and I got another one I've got to wrap the ornaments in. So I'll probably just get up in the morning and do those. I'm not gonna.
I got you.
I should do them tonight, but I'm too tired right now. And today's been one of those days. It just has.
Hey, Steve Mitchum, thanks for joining me, my friend. He said, "With Ming-Na Wen, the reason I learned to speak Mandarin." That's a good reason. Yeah. Hi, bro. And I know you can speak.
And it's all about you can have a word spent a certain way, and if you say it in a different pitch of a voice, it can mean something completely different. That's what I learned about the Chinese language. And I thought about learning Korean when I was in Korea, but I was like, I can't, I used to speak fluent German, not much anymore, but I could probably get back into it after about a month of living in Germany. I could probably, work my way through it. But those languages, the Asian languages, are very difficult for me to wrap my mind around. It's a completely different thought process. Even from definitely from Western European, like French, Italian, Spanish, German, the Scandinavian, Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, Latvian, all the rest of that stuff. So anyway, oh, there she is, the Light of the Jedi.
There's your book right there. I know you just wait. You can't wait to read the whole thing right there.
Charles Soule. Well, if I can't find my Ambien, I think that might be actually pretty good.
There you go.
I don't, but I understand why, if Disney just decided to go ahead and do this, why they didn't cancel it, and they should have, because they didn't want to spend the money canceling it. If it might have been actually more money to cancel it.
Yeah.
They would have had to pay the authors for nothing.
Yeah.
And also, Claudia Gray and Justina Ireland would have shit their pants. And Daniel Jose Older would have been like, I'm Latino, I'm Latinx, and you white men, raw,
Yes.
Yeah, and you're, whatever. Yeah, they would. That's probably why they didn't cancel it. And
Right.
this is just, to me, when I think about the crap going down that Doomcock talked about, like today. Oh my God, the Vader rumor he came up with. Oh my God.
Was that today?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see its vid today. Damn.
Ooh.
I will definitely watch it.
Oh. Preview. Remember how they're saying he's going to face Vader again? It's not in the way you think it is. And I thought it would just be the flashback of the fight on Mustafar. It's not, but it's something different. And it's not a literal fight, like between both of them. Literally, it's, oh my God. It is actually very. The idea is very George Lucas. Go watch it.
I will. I didn't realize he dropped one today. I thought maybe they're ghosting him. I didn't see it when I was pulling stuff up, but I'll check.
Yeah, he did, and it was, I like it, and I'd run with that puppy. I'd run with that puppy hard.
Sure. Oh wow, cool.
And it's not going to be. They're going to have a third. They're going to have a second go around. That doesn't make any sense. Now there are people who appear as going, I don't like it anyway because blah blah blah. It's like, no, it doesn't. Doomcock was saying that it kind of does shortchange the OT, but it doesn't when you think about it. When you put it in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't at all. In fact, it enhances what happened in the OT because Obi-Wan accepts everything that happened by that time. And that really wasn't his fault. Okay. And and that's why the OT ended up, his short character arc in the OT ended up being what it was. Okay. I actually think it enhances it. But you have to, I might actually do a video about this because I think where Filoni and Favreau are going with it is because I think they're the ones behind this. They have to be because Kathleen Kennedy would never come up with this in a million years.
Of course.
She couldn't.
An idea? No.
Yeah, an idea that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just screams George Lucas. Okay. It respects the Force and what it is too. I mean, one of my favorite parts of The Light of the Jedi, by the way, I will do that one. The Jedi control the Force at this time.
Really?
Yeah.
Control it.
Yeah, they control it. It's like the Vatican controlling God. Okay. Even the Pope right now, who I'm not a fan of, would say, we don't do that. No, you're right. Yeah, we know you don't do that, especially. Yeah, it's like, what are you talking? What the hell? And then everyone looks over at Pablo going, did you come up with this? Little douchebag over there, did you? You know, I mean, you know, it's like, what? It's just, you know, this. The thing I love about this is Andre on Midnight's Edge, the Norwegian dude. At the end, this is no one's going to care about this. And he's right. He's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one. So I think what this is funny about is this is just mocking SJWs right now. It really is. I mean, they're trying so hard, and this just proves how badly they're losing right now. I mean, Jodie Whittaker quits Doctor Who. I think she probably did.
Yep.
You know, Kathleen Kennedy's contingent releases something that no one's going to read or care about. And they know it. I mean, Kevin Scott, if you go onto my that Twitter thing, he was so phony, but afraid. You know what I'm saying? They know it's not going anywhere. I mean, you could tell he knew it wasn't going anywhere. It'd be very interesting to see just how many people actually watched the author's confab. Like how many, how many, if they got 1,000 people, that's bad. That's a Star Wars.
Sure. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. So, I'm like, whatever.
SJWs really love their Star Wars, they just love to see it look the way they want it. They don't even really care about it. They just like it to look a certain way.
And then when they're done ruining it, then they'll go to something else.
Well, again, it's telltale. I mean, these people, the kind of people they are. Just to give you a slight example, things I'm hearing right now about the Jodie thing, for example, some of her own little are getting death threats for quitting. Well, where do you think they're coming from?
Her people, her fans.
Her own little people who claim to be so happy that she's the first female doctor.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. All right, Jodie. Let's see how that works out for you. Those people that were so thrilled with you being there, But yeah, this is just it's pathetic. No one's going to buy this crap.
No.
Especially the first couple of it. Anyone who doesn't know, are really in the know or stuff, who just buys Star Wars casually, most people will look at it and put it right back on the shelf. And anyone who does, let me try it, and buys one of the books or buys one of the, then they realize, first of all, they got to buy all this different crap.
Yeah.
That just doesn't work. They're doing that with Doctor Who, even worse. And then they're going to read one issue or so, or one book. And they're like, well, I'm out. No one's, it's just garbage.
Clownfish TV. I remember Neon saying that he read, because they released the first chapter of Light of the Jedi. And Neon said it was the most boring thing he'd ever read. No, maybe it was Sci-Fi for You. And maybe they both said that. And I read it. After about the first 3 sentences, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Top-notch stuff.
Kevin Anderson, save us.
Yeah.
Timothy
Zahn, come back. Well, he is back, but he doesn't mess with that stuff.
Yeah, it's like, Troy Denning, save us. Troy Denning wrote my favorite EU novel, Tatooine Ghost.
Oh, I got to hear that one. I'll read that one.
Oh, it's so
he's good.
Yeah, it's really, really, he's a crazy nut leftist, but he's an old school one. So I can tolerate that. And he was on Twitter one day bagging the ST with Kevin Anderson, who wrote the Jedi Academy trilogy. They were trashing it. In not in your face way, but I was like, a friend of mine said, holy shit, did you see this? And I was like, and of course, who wrote the Thrawn thing, Heir to the Empire?
Timothy Zahn.
Timothy Zahn. They brought him back to write.
Yes, he's done about 3 new Thrawn books that is kind of shoehorned into the, And I've listened to the first one on audiobook, and it's okay, but when you're listening or reading it, as the case may be, you kind of you know where they're putting it, and it's just it's good. It's okay.
You're like, okay, you need the money, so you did it, but I have a feeling this is what yesterday Echo Base Network did a video, and I've heard this from Midnight's Edge, Doomcock, and some other people that they're bringing in Heir to the Empire in a way. They're going to do an adaptation of it for the rest of the Star Wars verse, and Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to be the bad guy. And you all know, I don't know if this might be news, but apparently the rumor is Robert Downey Jr. is in talks to join Filoni and Favreau. Now the rumor is, well, he's going to be Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I'm like, God, no. I mean, you'd have to do major CGI to make him look right because he's too short. He's too short.
Yes,
and he doesn't have the bearing. There has to be
it's not a good
presence.
The acting part he can do, but he doesn't really.
No. He could play Talon Card.
Yeah.
He could play Talon Card. What I'm thinking is if you brought in Benedict Cumberbatch, how about my favorite? This is my favorite, Jeremy Irons.
Oh, he's kind of getting up there now, but yeah, he's still.
Oh, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, I think that at you could do the CGI to the
that
point.
Voice.
Tell me, Captain Pellion, do you collect art? Do you know anything about art?
That voice is perfect. I mean, I suffered through that piece of filth, horrible HBO Watchmen garbage show, but he was still his voice. You can hear he still got it. I mean,
he's I remember him being the best thing about Man in the Iron Mask. He played Aramis, and he was teaching the king's twin everything about being how a king rode a horse and all that. And and Irons is a good Catholic, and he's pro-life.
He's a good dude. Yeah.
He's great actor. Yeah, and he's a good man. And I'm like, I could see him in that role. I could see Jason Isaacs in that role. I could see Benedict Cumberbatch. I could see not Mads Mikkelsen, but his brother Lars in that role. I could actually see Mads even more, but Mads already played Galen Erso, so no. Even though, God, he would actually be pretty cool. But there are a lot of British actors who have the height, the bearing.
Yes.
Because he's got to be an imposing bad guy. He's got to be intriguing. There has to be a mystery. And Robert Downey Jr. is like,
he can fake a British accent, but I mean, he doesn't have, like you say, he doesn't have all that for him. I would want it. I would want it to be a Cumberbatch or an Irons. By the way, was it Eric Kay? He was the Mandalorian. If Ming the Merciless speak Mandalorian, well, of course. But here's the thing that gets me, Eric. Guess no one knows who Ming the Merciless is. You're talking to the channel with my good buddy Mark C. and I. We did the 80-year history of Flash Gordon comics.
I know who Ming the Merciless is.
Of course.
I know
he's just teasing us, but but especially this channel, man. You know better. 2 minutes in the penalty box for Eric K. Just thanks for being here, Eric.
No, it's all right. You can get out the penalty box. I'll give you a chocolate.
Just Joe. Hey, buddy. Thanks for popping in, man.
But there are a lot of possibilities for somebody to play Thrawn. Jeremy Irons is just, I love him.
Oh God, yeah, he was great.
He was in. There was a show called Brideshead Revisited on not Masterpiece Theater. I don't know if you remember that.
I do know. I remember it, but I don't know if I watched it all. But yes.
And it was kind of a weird BBC thing. It was the first time I ever saw him in a movie or TV show, and I was like, God. He's just a consummate. I mean, back at 80 years ago, he'd have been a big movie star. But he's just. I mean, he rides motorcycles. He rides horses. He's a good Catholic boy.
Didn't he get an Oscar for playing Klaus von Bülow?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's right. He did. So, he's fantastic. Yes, Just Joe. He was great villain in Die Hard 3. They bolted hook, line, and sinker. I mean, just the guy's favorite.
Ron Silver going, Mr. Von Bülow, you're a very strange man.
Yeah.
And you have no idea.
Yeah. Yes. And he's even in those lousy, stupid DCEU movies. He's great Alfred.
Yeah. I mean, he was, he's what's funny is that he's not looking for big parts. But I really think if they used him, it would be really awesome to see him in a role that he could really just like run with it. Because he could run with Thrawn. He could. I mean, when I saw a rendering of him as Thrawn, and I was like,
Yeah.
there's one where he's doing this, and there's one where his head's like turned like this, and it's like, it's his look, it's the way he's built.
I don't know.
And it's his ability. And he has presence. And again, that's the thing about a villain. They have to have presence. I remember I was watching a thing about the Hammer Dracula films. And if you look at how much Christopher Lee was actually in those movies, it wouldn't add to 15 minutes. But he is what made those movies.
Yep.
When he showed up, you were like, all eyes were on him. Why? Presence, acting ability, and that charisma. And that's what an arch villain needs. Okay. That's you have to go. And I don't really buy Robert Downey Jr. as a military genius.
Yeah, I don't get this idea for casting at all.
I see them looking at him, asking him if he wants a role. But I see him as talent card. If you read those books, I could see that. Let his hair grow out a little bit. Get him look like he was run through a mill a few times.
I really like the guy. I really don't want to see him doing another fakey British accent.
So. No, I don't. And that would piss me off because and Thrawn needs that accent. He needs it. He needs the British accent. Because that sets him apart from everybody else. That, and then of course the presence. He has to be taller than everybody else. Everybody has to notice him. He has to be imposing and scary in some ways. And it's not because he's a Force user. It's because he's a military genius, and he's a puppet master. Now, if they're going to Heir to the Empire and they're doing that, what if they have to find a Jairus Sabao, don't they? A Dark Jedi clone. Okay, here's one now. He's way too old, but that would be really cool. Anthony Hopkins. Let him grow his beard out. Let him grow his hair out, get his hair all wild, and be like, holy shit. I mean, think about that.
Been a long time since I've read Heir to the Empire.
But. You read me. You promised me Jedi, Admiral, or the Grand Admiral Thrawn. I could just see him. And you have two of the greatest actors that ever lived, like going back and forth. Oh my God. And they'll never do it. I mean, he's too old, but still, it would be. Oh, I know. Gary Oldman could do it. Oh, holy shit. I just came up with a new
There you go. Gary Oldman's fantastic.
And then you got to think, how would he do that? And then you're like, I can't even go there. I know Hopkins would, but I can't.
Good old Hopkins. Yeah, he's great.
God. I mean, he would have been great, though.
Yeah.
He'd have been like, just because I just, when you think about Anthony Hopkins, you remember all the stuff he did and how good he would have been like 20 years ago. And he would have run with it. It just would have been.
Yep. Well, I would love to see them move towards Heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
Sure, but
I think they are going to do that. I really, really do. But as you can hear back behind me, there's a dog saying,
let's
go out.
Calling to you. Let's go outside.
No, he's playing soccer with one of his elk horns.
Oh.
His kennel.
I got you.
And, he's in his kennel for his own, people are like, how can you do that? It's like, because I don't want him tearing up the house, knocking something over. And B, I don't want him choking on something he tore up. Okay.
Makes sense.
But his safety and my peace of mind. Okay. And he's fine. I mean, he went for a walk. He ran around the backyard like a monkey today. So, he's one of these days you'll get to see him. I'll bring him on here, but
sure.
Right, he's
I got you.
He's 6 months old. I think he weighs 80 pounds now.
Wow.
And he's full of just this energy I can't even understand. I don't think he's canine. I think he's an alien. Anyway, all right. So I got to go, but it was really fun talking.
Well, thanks for hanging with me. It was great to have you hang out with. Cheered me up, that's for sure, and I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Everyone, you can see there is a link to Steph's channel in the description below. If you have not, please go over there. Not only check out her videos, but subscribe.
Please.
Absolutely.
All I want, I had 2,000 subscribers like a while ago, and then they took 400 away. And
crap. Damn. Well, let's get you back up there. So please, anyone who has not, please go subscribe to Steph's channel, and we will see her again soon, I hope. Thank you, Steph.
All right. Bye, guys.
Take care of yourself. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.
Mark with a C. What's up, brother? Good to see you, buddy. Just Joe. Yeah, you know something, Just Joe? I'm with you, man. I've had enough of Downey's British accent. Again, maybe it's because we know how he sounds most of the time. And it's Sherlock movies, and also it was in Chaplin. Good stuff. I mean, he's great. I love the guy, but he should not be. I don't know if this is just fan crap saying him for Thrawn or whatever, but it probably is. I don't think he's Thrawn. Well, I'll give you that one big time, Mark with a C, because Kevin Costner fucking sucks. I get in that Robin Hood film anyway. So I'll give you that one, brother. You're right on point with that. He is a dumb arse and he should not. Yeah, I'm with you. He definitely did a better job of that. Let's see here. No, that's not the way to do it. I had a lot of fun. And by the way, Mark C, I don't know if you're still there, brother. But I'm still working on working the details. Hey, Foul Bowl Productions. Well, thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate that. I didn't know you were here, buddy. Thank you. Thanks so much, man. The accents on the Guy Ritchie films are so thick. I watched with the captions. I don't blame you, man. Let's see here. Mark C, dude. Let's see here. I'm still trying. I'm still working the details, trying to finish reading those Thors. So hopefully soon we can do that. In the meantime, the other night, I got you. Don't hurry, man. We got time. The other night when I did my review of the Jodie's, the Doctor Who New Year's special thingy, for one half of the show, and the other half I did a rundown of the CBR master list of top 100 all-time comic book runs, and I always have to before someone makes a joke, comics, I'll give you the runs now. It's just for those who're not in the know with comics, it's a run on, by a certain writer artist team, that have you, creative team or whatever. And my question to Eric, since he was here, I don't know who else did I yell too much? If I did, I'm not apologizing or anything. I'm just saying I want to know if I yelled too much or if I should yell more. But in all seriousness, there was another list I wanted to do, and I didn't get a chance to get to it because this list, and again, I did it by myself because if I'd done it that took me over an hour to go down all 100. If I'd done it with anybody else, would have been here 4 hours. And I just wanted to to burn through it quick. But I'm not done with that. It would be pretty interesting to have someone on to get someone else's take on that list, because it is pretty interesting stuff for me as a comic book fanatic. It's pretty interesting stuff. But then there was, I'm trying to find it now. There was another a shorter list though that I want to go over. I appreciate that, Eric, brother. I mean, again, I didn't yell, but I got a little excited, I guess, in a fun way. I wasn't mad. I wasn't, not really mad. It's just some stuff. You go, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? That, yeah, how it goes. But there's another one that I wanted to touch on that I meant to do the other night, but I'd been on so long, and I didn't want to make this thing too damn long. And I was going to do this show a lot later. Sorry about the timing, Mark C, by the way, of this one, but I was going to do it a bit at 8. But Steph, couldn't come on too late, so because she's in the other time zone there. So I just wanted to go ahead and see if she would hang the night. But I'm gonna don't worry. This early time is unusual. It's not going to be all the time. So, just to finish up here with the open geek. Yes, I'm going to go over this little. I just in a British accent since everyone loves that so much. Oh, well, don't Mark C. That'll be a show for another time, dude. Now that we have that list, you and I will do our top 25 on that one. Just work, figure that out, and we'll do that for sure. Yeah. Oh well, this was voted on, but I had fun. I had a lot of fun talking about it. I mean, I don't know if anybody else had any fun, but I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy that sort of thing. Well, this one is not going to be one that interests you all that much, Mark, with a C. Mark C, because you're not a fan of someone I'm a fan of, Alan Moore. I love Alan Moore. And so this is a top 10 list. I'm going to go through it real quick because we have done a show, Carlos and I, a while back, every one of the works of Alan Moore, where he covered his career. He's one of the greatest writers ever writing comics. And he had a few, not much, on that 100 list, because basically these are his top 10 best comic series ranked, and the ranking and everything about this list is pretty fucking stupid. So I'm gonna go off on this a little bit, and then I'll get out of here. Here we go. Here. Still want top 25 most mediocre. Well, I don't agree with you. There aren't 20. There are some episodes that aren't good, but I love Enterprise, so you're just absolutely wrong about that in Jobber, old buddy. There aren't 25 mediocre episodes. There are a few, but not many. So I can't help you there. You're going to have to go somewhere someone doesn't like the show, bro. I would help you if I could. You know that, man. Well, we're not going to be friends anymore, Mark C. But remember, I didn't make this list. And if I did make this list, it wouldn't be, Tom Strong is okay, but it's not nowhere near Moore's best work. It's not really, it's probably not a top 10er in his greatest work, but I don't know. It was good stuff, but it's not even a pimple on the ass there of some of Moore's greater stuff. Sorry to be the bearer of the bad news, but, I'll miss you. I'll miss you, bro. Definitely. I'll still remember you fondly, my friend. Number 10 is bullshit because it belongs way up high, probably belongs up in the top 3 or 4. It's on the list, and that's fine. But remember, Moore didn't do a lot of series. He did a lot of different special things here and there and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, still, the stuff that's not on this list is mind-boggling. However, number 10, Supreme. Not on this list, and it's bullshit. It's absolute crap that this is not on the list. Okay. And this, I should know because I know more about Alan Moore than any of these fuckers. No, fortunately, not that disgusting Lost Girls, Mark C. No, buddy. Not there. Okay, Captain Britain. His Captain Britain run's pretty good. It's good stuff. It's all right. On this list, I don't know. Again, it's a good comic, and there's some great artists. A lot of great art by Alan Davis and stuff. It's good. I I have a lot of the individual issues when it was in the UK Daredevils book and all that stuff, the anthology book, and I have the trade on it. Captain Britain's a fine read, but for not Moore's best. Now this one is for my good old buddy Mark C. Number 8. I'm not sure it would make my top 10. I would have to figure it out as far as Moore's best stuff. But Mark C, this will be the only thing he likes on the list. Number 8 would be Tom Strong, which is great. I love Tom Strong. I love Tom Strong. It's great stuff. But it's at number 8. So Mark, make your complaints known to CBR. Those fuck faces. And this doesn't look like a voted on list like that runs list. So, all right, this is bullshit right here. Fucking this does not belong on this list. This next one. Tom Strong, whether I would or not, I'm fine with it being on the list. It's great Alan Moore stuff. But number 7's horse shit. It's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, number 7. Fuck. Look, first one's kind of okay, but it's turned into total fucking trash after the second series and all the shit, horrible Black Dossier and all these other goddamn absolutely trash, filthy shit he's been doing with him after that. And I love Moore. Moore's nuts. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen does not fucking belong on this list. Not a chance. Especially when I tell you at the end of this list what's not on, when you see what's not on here. Number 6 is too goddamn low. This belongs in top 3 or 4, but it's still on here at least. Marvel Man / Miracle Man by Alan Moore, which is one of the most brilliant things ever done in comics. And it's too goddamn low. I think his size, I don't know his size anymore, Steve, because I think it fluctuates, man. It goes up and down, So, all right. But, I'm content with Marvel Man, Miracle Man being on it. It just needs to be a little bit higher, again, considering what's number 5. Number 5 is bullshit. Number 5 does not fucking belong on this list. Promethea. It started out kind of okay. There were only 32 issues. Fucking Promethea turned out to be an absolute sickening piece of shit. Interesting ideas. Really nice art. It was a J.H. Williams or whatever. It's just fucking ridiculously overrated, and it's not better than Marvel Man, Miracle Man. It's not better than Tom Strong. Fucking, it's certainly not better. It's not better than Daredevil. It's not better than anything on this list. Well, so far. So that's bullshit. Remember the scene in My Cousin Vinny when he just walks up the first time? Everything that guy said is bullshit. Well, that's bullshit. Okay, number 4, really good book. Not sure it's a top 10, even though the book is actually titled Top 10. Another one of those ABC books. Look, Top 10's a really good comics. It's up there with Tom Strong for some of his best later work. It's a really good comic. It's well in this top 10, even though it's called Top 10. I know it's confusing. I don't know. It's really good. It's not Moore's. It's not Moore's greatest. Better than Promethea. It's a good comic. It was really good for a long time. Some top-notch of his top-notch work, but fucking 4? Eat a dick. Eat a dick. All right, number 3 is tough to argue with. It may have lasted a little bit too long. Number 3 is his Swamp Thing. We did Saga, the Swamp Thing, became Swamp Thing, and you did it for, oh God, what was it? Maybe like 40-something, 44 issues, 2 issues with some annuals. And especially its first few years are really, really great. And even toward the end, it was still pretty good. So Swamp Thing at number 3, maybe a tad higher than I would put it, but it's great. And, it's cool that it's on there. All right, number 2 is a piece of number 2 that not only doesn't belong on there, it's so... All right. There are interesting aspects of this book. I can't stand the art. Never liked it. I know people like it. I just think this book, I'm not going to say it's so much number 2. It's just overrated. A lot of people think, They could, if you think Moore is overrated, well, this Moore work is overrated. At number 2, I've got From Hell. Again, it's interesting. It just doesn't belong anywhere near the top 10 of Alan Moore's greatest works. Now they got number 1 right. I'm going to give them a little bit of credit, but they got when I start naming some stuff that they left off. First of all, Supreme belongs higher. They should have contacted me before they made this list. I would have made it for them. Watchmen is number 1, of course, and it's predictable, but it belongs at number 1. It's his masterpiece. He only has a few masterpieces. These jackasses don't know anything about Alan Moore's work. Otherwise, again, we're not talking about, for example, I love his Superman stories, but they're one-offs, and things like that, or two-parters. They are talking series, so I'll leave out some of his one-shot stuff. But for series, they left off V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta, they left off. They left off The Ballad of Halo Jones. Jesus Christ. They put Supreme too goddamn high. Low, I mean. So, anyway. So, and they put shit very undeserving of being on there like Promethea and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I know it's by the way, like I was talking about the other night, I have a lot of unpopular opinions. I'm going to be doing a show soon called My Unpopular Opinions. I'm just going to tell you about all kind of shit that I either like or don't like that some motherfucker doesn't agree, that most people don't agree with. Well, on Moore, most people think League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is great, but they've only read the first couple of miniseries, probably the new, and it's just total shit. The first miniseries is okay. It was kind of fun. Second one, it's nowhere near its best work. It's fuck that. So they got number 1 right. At least Swamp Thing's high. At least Miracle Man's up there and all that stuff. From Hell doesn't belong on there. Promethea doesn't belong on there. V for Vendetta both definitely belongs on there. And you know what? Why not have Tom? At least Tom Strong and Something Great is on there. Oh, okay. You could only have, little known fact, you can only have one masterpiece. It is the piece by which you are considered thereafter to be a master of. Okay. I'm glad I have you here, buddy. Thanks, Steve Mitchell. So look, 1963 would be on there too. I would put 1963, even though it didn't finish. Even though we didn't get the ending to it. God damn it. Well, what do you know? V for Vendetta is my favorite Moore story. Really enjoyed Tomorrow's Stories and Jack Be Quick. Those are really good too, by the way. I'm with you. Mark, of course, I love V. And absolutely Tomorrow's Stories and with Jack Be Quick was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I like the gray shirt stuff. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. And I love a lot of his individual work too. But since they were going by series, if I ever just did his, I'm just going to do a list one, just do it. I'm going to list his best, regardless of whether his stories, rather than go by series. I don't know why they were going by series, but whatever. But yeah. Hey, Bruce Lombardo. Ragnarok is Walt Simonson's masterpiece, not his Marvel. You've mentioned Ragnarok before. I've not read that yet. Mark C. and I will soon be talking a little bit about the Simonson's Thor, but I do want to read. Ragnarok. I'm getting interested in that one. Thanks, Bruce Lombardo. The wonderful Purple Valkyrie is here. Beautiful lady. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that so much. You missed me yelling about Alan Moore. Sorry. Tom Strong rates high with me due to the FF Doc Savage crossover. Yeah, I mean, I love Tom Strong. Even though although he kind of left it later, and I don't know how much of it he wrote toward the end there. Didn't he have his daughter helping him write it and stuff like that? But yeah, Purple. I was just yelling about Alan Moore. I was yelling about Alan Moore for the war there, but not at him though. Just about this dumb list. Because how do you have? Again, it just infuriates me. Yes, Watchmen's number 1. For me, there's no question about it. But to not have V for Vendetta. And again, not many people have. I understand because a lot of these people don't know Alan Moore's early work. That's why Carlos and I, when we did our show a few months ago, we covered all of it from the beginning because they have it all the old stuff. And if anybody who's read The Ballad of Halo Jones, it would be a top 10er Alan Moore story. It's a great comic. So. Oh, it's no big deal. Like, it's no big deal. Purple. I was just being crazy. Well, yeah. Well, good. Simonson's great. You know, again, I'm glad. And you know what, Bruce? I'm glad Simonson is still working out there. Now that's an IDW book. I'm glad Simonson's still doing stuff. And you know, we Mark and I when we did my good buddy Mark C and I when we did when we did our show about our favorite comic book artists a few months back. You know, Simonson, if I remember correctly, well, I know. I mean, he was on both of our lists, I believe. And Simonson, I mean, aside from his Thor, Bruce, what's your and aside from Ragnarok, do you have a favorite Simonson work? Because one of my, you know, of course, I love his Star Wars, but you know, but you know what my favorite Simonson work is? Besides Thor or his Star Wars or art, Lord Thoth. What's up, buddy? Long live the Legion. Avon lives. Hey, man, you just missed me yelling about Alan Moore. That's okay. An Alan Moore list, though, not yelling at Alan. We're talking about Walt Simonson, though. And I won't keep you guys too long. I mean, I appreciated Steph hanging out with me on that. By the way, we don't usually do it this early, but yeah, Star Wars. But you know what I love even more? Lord Thoth, and you can laugh at me about this. You know, before he did the Star Wars comic, well, maybe his Manhunter comic with Archie Goodwin might be my favorite, but right up there is his Battlestar Galactica work. You know, the Battlestar Galactica comic book that was based on the original series was a great comic. I really loved it. Oh yeah, Star Slammers is great, and Alien. Yeah, no shortage of some Simonson love here. Even some of he didn't do a lot, but some of his issues of Batman. So I love Walt Simonson, and that's what I was saying. I'm so glad he's working now. I'm so glad he's doing work now. So I will definitely. I know there's a lot of Ragnarok, but I know I got to pick it up. You know, after a while on BSG, Bruce, I think Walt Simonson wrote and drew that, or maybe he did it with Roger McKenzie. I can't remember if that's the first thing he wrote. Oh God, I need to check that out now. But if I'm not, I know he drew it. He drew Galactica for a while, and it was great. That was one of my favorite works by him. So, yeah. Now, I even liked the X-Men Teen Titans crossover, but I still thought this probably should have been a different artist on that. But still a Simonson, so it's cool. Lord Thoth, yeah, that was a great comic, man. I had a remember those old subscriptions? I had a subscription to that comic, amongst others. I got given a five Marvel Comics subscription for Christmas or something, or my birthday, whatever it was. And the suckers at Marvel canceled the book. And they don't give you jack shit when they cancel your book in the middle of a subscription. They're like 23 issues or whatever, 22, 23, whatever it was. That's a good comic, though. So CBR can go screw itself for both of these lists. Yeah, well, Roger McKenzie wrote the book early on, but I can't remember if McKenzie actually wrote it. If Simonson didn't write some later. Met Roger McKenzie once at Dallas Fantasy Fair. Cool dude. Yeah. Wrote Daredevil until he got taken off of Frank Miller. Yeah. So, you know what Roger McKenzie told me? Lord Thoth, Roger McKenzie in 1985 was the BSG back in 79, because remember, let's see here. It was somewhere around there. Yes, Bruce. That's about the right time. Roger McKenzie. We were having a conversation with him at Dallas Fantasy Fair 1985, and we were talking about his buddy, great and unsung comic book artist, Gene Day, who sadly passed away at a very young age, like 31 or 2, whatever. Roger McKenzie. He blamed. I mean, no, but can I say this? No, I can't even say this online. He blamed a certain editor-in-chief at Marvel Comics for working him to death for the death of Gene Day, who died very young. And man, what a great artist he was. Simon's on FF was good too. Wondering if the TVA is showing up in Loki thanks to Endgame. Oh, I don't know. That probably is the TVA. They might be. I wonder if they'll pay Simonson for that. You think Simonson will get paid for that? God, you remember the memory machine story, huh? And then, yeah, remember in order to get Adama out of it, they had to trade Starbuck to that woman who, to him, and then but later we get Starbuck back. That comic had better story, and I love the old Battlestar Galactica TV series. That comic book by Marvel had better stories than the show, I thought. Wrote the majority of the Jim Aaron Barnes and the Bonds. If I'm going to have to guess, I'm going to say it was Haney, buddy, but I could be totally wrong, dude. I mean, my memory. Let's see here. Sunday afternoon, I don't know. I might, man. I'm not sure. If I'm not going to a big get-together Sunday afternoon, which I might not. What you got in mind, bro? DM me. DM me. Are you on Twit-Twat, Bruce? Hello, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. If you're on TikTok, was it a Twit-Twat? DM me over there. If not, you can. My email is in the in the description below. Or okay, PM on Discord. Oh, that's cool. Oh, hell yeah, man. Cool. I like that. DD Myers. Thanks for popping in. Jim Aparo. Well, we both love Jim Aparo, that's for sure. What are you saying, Jim Aparo, in reference to there? Mark C. I mean, there's never anything wrong putting Jim Aparo's name up, but I'm not sure what you were referring to. My old man's memory. Oh, okay. I'll try to find you on Discord, but in the meantime, if you're not on Twit-Twat, you can send me an email on below. Good to see you there, DD Myers. Again, let's see. Trying to figure out what is today. Wednesday. Okay. Saturday night, of course, Raquel Briggs and I will be back on the Star Trek. We did the pilots, The Cage and Where No Man Has Gone Before, this past Saturday. Well, we realized, Jim Aparo. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I figured that's what you meant, dude. You're cool. I got you, man. I hear you. The Brave. No, I hear you, brother. I would say Haney wrote most of those. I definitely say Haney wrote most of the Brave and the Bold there. Mark C. Hence the term Earth B. Earth B as in Bob Haney. So, but yes, Bob. I mean, that's a strange cat right there. That's a whole. I mean, it's a show that nobody would care about because it's really old inside baseball stuff as far as comics history is concerned. But the few people who know that era love it. It's still an hilarious topic. Bob Haney was if you read some of his comics, Bob Haney was a nut. Bob Haney was an absolute nut. I mean, not in a bad way or anything, but the way he wrote, I wish I could remember the issue number, but go read that one where with Batman and he wrote a bunch with Batman and Sergeant Rock. Go read that one with Batman and Sergeant Rock when on the cover where the hooded guy is making Bob Haney draw Rock killing Batman. So anyway, by the way, I showed this the other night, but not everyone's seen it. A late Christmas present from my wonderful daughter. Anybody want some Bat popcorn? A Batman popcorn maker. I'll just leave that up there. Yeah. Sometimes in life, it's the little things, isn't it? Just a bit of fun, mate. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Oh, my goodness. Look, I don't know. I was really bummed out about things that I won't talk about on the air, stuff about certain things going on in the world that you're all very familiar with. And so Stephanie and I decided to come on here a little bit early, and we talked about that stupid Star Wars Low Republic. And then I talked a little more about comics and stuff. So, yeah. But you know what? That does give me the idea, Mark C., that for another list. To dispute that CBR list. Well, the bat butter comes from a different place, man. By the way, that's as much as you can put in there. On the box, it comes with a full, the popcorn up to the top. But I guess they did that to sell the popcorn. But actually, with how much they tell you have to put in, you can only pop that much popcorn. It's okay, though. It's a mini popcorn maker. But if you get the right... If you get the right stuff, like the right... in this case... Well, Lord Thoth, let me know when you want to come on, bud. You name the time, and we're doing it any time, man. I also want Purple to come back on and hang with me when she can, because I had fun hanging out with you last time, Perp. But yeah, if you get the right kind of oil, popcorn oil, it can taste buttery. I did. I got some. I got some movie theater butter oil. So I don't know. I love popcorn. I haven't made popcorn like this in decades. I usually just get the microwave crap or buy them somewhere in the store or whatever. Oh, well, dude, that's a great story. And it'll be, when I do my Alan Moore list, it'll be right up at the top of his greatest stories. No question about it. Oh, good news for us, Lord Thoth, by the way, when I was doing my 100. In fact, I won't skim over it too much, but Mark C., I want to bounce it. Mark, I'm just reporting the news, but I know you're the biggest John Byrne fan I know. Would you like to know where John Byrne's Superman and his Fantastic Four popped up on this 100 all-time greatest runs list? Or would you like to not know? Because I'd be happy to tell you. Purple, anytime. Actually, now or any night next week or whatever, if you want to, please do it. Because again, I know it's late over there. So, let's see here. Yeah, it does taste better. This popcorn's better when you pop it. Canadian Spider-Man does whatever a Canadian spider can. Well, hey, buddy, good to see you. So, coconut oil is the best? I just bought some of that, some stuff from the store that said movie theater popcorn butter oil thingy, and then I got some Orville Redenbacher. Yeah. This is bat popcorn, though. See, so that makes it even better. It's pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty good. But you can only make that little amount right there. It doesn't go up to the top, even like it does on the box, because it tells you how much it tells you how much to put in there. All right, Mark with a C, you asked for it, brother. Well, Mark with a C. I mean, Mark C, not Mark with a C. I'm sorry. You wouldn't believe somehow low some of the crap is on here. So I want to see your honest opinion. Do you think this is too low for Burn Superman? Because you know me, I don't like it. But what the other night, dude, I made tribute to you. I yelled for you because they got some stuff on here that's so low. It's really just tragic. So don't be surprised by the lowness. These were all voted on, by the way. You got Burns Superman run, and they don't distinguish. You say his whole run. Number 45. Well, where do you see what number 1 is? Where do you hear what number 1 is, Mark? Okay, so Burns FF run. They got Burns FF run all the way up at 13, bro, which I thought went on way too long. So, but at 13 is pretty high because they pissed me off a lot with this goddamn with this list. Just to give you you want to know about the Kirby run? Okay, Kirby Lee run on Fantastic Four. Because, by the way, I want to point out something I pointed out the other night. And if for anyone who was not here, I was very fair to this list in the sense of there's certain things that just aren't my bag. No one's read all 100 of these. But some stuff that's even if I don't really care for it or never read much of it or any of it, I can have respect for being on this list. I really can. Some stuff I can't, and some stuff I just think is so damn low. There's no right or wrong. They're all voted on, but well, I hear, yeah, exactly, Bruce. I don't do that. On this channel, there are enough, plenty of channels doing that, and it's fantastic, and I'm all for it. Over here, we just stay geek. We stay lighthearted and geek. If I'm bitching about something, it's to do with geekness. I mean, we did talk about that SAW crap, the High Republic drivel with Steph, but that's a bit different. Yeah, I have been getting the Orville comic as well, sir. If you get a Magnificent Captain Marvel Brie Larson edition popcorn maker, not only will it make popcorn better and faster, it will taste the bestest ever. Eric K for the win. All right. You'd be happy to know that I think some of this stuff is, the top 10 kind of doesn't concern me. In a little bit it does. Walt Simonson's Thor at number 9. That's pretty high up. That's good stuff. I mean, I can't knock that. For my buddy Lord Thoth, we both love the Levitz Legion. We both love the Legion in general. Levitz, Paul Levitz and Keith Giffen's Legion run, that encompassing before and then after, up until and after the Great Darkness Saga at 27. That's pretty respectable. Could be higher, but one of the ones that pissed me off the most that would have been in my top 1 or 2, in my top 2 or 3 or 1, if I'm being honest, was at 15. Kurt Busiek's Astro City is a masterpiece and a wonderful thing. It belongs way higher than 15, but it's still fairly high. Canadian Spider-Man, Clobberin Times. Todd McFarlane is my favorite Spider-Man comic artist. Who's the best writer in your opinion? I have none. I don't know. The best Spider-Man writer? A lot of people like the Roger Stern run he did with JR. But and that's respectable. For me, of course, Ditko, and then later, obviously you put Stanley and Ditko, the Lee Ditko run, which I will mention in a minute, and the Lee Romita run might be my favorite as far as runs are concerned. But other good Spider-Man writers, of course, I've had my issues with Jerry Conway, to be honest, but he had a good stint on it. There's no question about it. They did coconut oil. I have to try coconut oil. But as far as Spider-Man writers, I'm picky when it comes to that. I prefer the two big runs of Ditko Lee and Romita Lee and stuff like that. Conway, was good for a while or whatever. Marv Wolfman wrote some good ones, and I can't knock those really too much. And Roger Stern's a respected run. After that, I'm not too big into a lot of those runs there, Canadian Spider-Man. And I was kind of checked out when during the McFarlane run for the most part, but I do remember it. Let's see here. So here's the thing. Since I've already gone over this, here's some ridiculously low ones, and then there's the glaring omissions. They have Dave Michelinie and Bob Layton's Iron Man all the way at 97. That's not acceptable. It's a great book, so at least it's on there. They have Dave Sim-Cerebus at 100. Let's go for a couple of these. They have, this is at least this is on there because it's such a gigantic run. Sometimes when a run is so big, you can understand it being a little farther back. The Roy Thomas initial run on Conan all the way down at 94. Lone Wolf and Cub all the way down at 93. And this is ridiculous. Will Eisner's Spirit at 89. And here's another ridiculous one. The Ditko Lee Doctor Strange run all the way at 85. But one of the things that aggravates me is you have Tom King's Batman. Ugh, doesn't even belong on this shit. Throwing a bone out there to my friends who love G.I. Joe. The Larry Hama G.I. Joe run is 81. That's respectable. You like Dan Slott and Mark with a C, or are you kidding me? I can't tell if you're kidding or not, Mark with a C. Holy shit, though. Here's one, the Roy Thomas Avengers run down at 77. Okay, man. Carl Barks Ducks down at 77. Kirby's Fourth World at 75, man. It's just, see, that's some low stuff right there. O'Neill and Adams Hard Traveling Heroes, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, way down at 71. Here's a kicker. Here's a really disgusting one for you, though. All the way down at 70, Kirby and Lee's Thor. That fucking sucks. I figured he was kidding me. I said to be sure, so I take people at their word. If you like something just because I don't like it, doesn't matter. I had to be sure, man. This tone there. They got the Roger. Look, again, for you, Canadian Spider-Man, the Roger Stern, John Romita run on Amazing Spider-Man's at 68. Here's one that really aggravates me. They've got the the Englehart Rogers Austin Detective run, the definitive Batman run on Detective Comics at 67. That's just too goddamn low. It was short, granted, but that was low. Again, with Promethea being on this list, it doesn't belong in here. It's bullshit. They've got Alan Moore's Marvel Man, Miracle Man run way down at 62, goddamn low. Could go a couple. These jackasses put Dan Slott's Spider-Man run on here at 57. It doesn't belong on this fucking list. Just like none of this Michael Bendis shit belongs on here either. Ugh. Brian Michael Bendis crap doesn't belong on here. I knew you were kidding, buddy. I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you, Mark C. I hear you, Mark C. They've got, by the way, I mean, a big omission. They've got Jim Starlin's Warlock at 51. Good. It's a great comic. They don't have Starlin's Captain Marvel stuff on here. I don't know. They got Lee Romita Spidey at 50, dude. But they got this stupid shit Al Ewing Immortal Hulk at 59. What the fuck's wrong with these people? I mean, it's 49. I mean, ugh. You know, John's JSA run at 47. Okay, a lot of people like that. That's fine. You got, again, your Byrne run of Soups at 45. I would have thought it would have been higher too, Mark. See, I don't know what the deal is, brother. 43, Peter David's second run on X Factor. You know, you understand some stuff. Transmont Metropolitan, it was never my bag. I'm fine with it being on here, but it's at 42, though. Matt Fraction crap, though. Oh, Mark C., you'll love this. 39 has your boy Busiek and Perez's Avengers run. I don't know how you feel about that. But I'll tell you something kind of dumb, though. They've got shit, man. At 38, they put the Claremont Cockrum X-Men run. Okay, it was good, and it belongs on the list somewhere. But at 37, before, they got stupid-ass Josh Whedon, John Cassaday's Astonishing X-Men run, which I liked first. Don't get me wrong. It was good at first, and the art's great. I don't know if it's better than the Claremont Cockrum run. Do you think? I mean, come on. I don't know. Maybe I'm being crazy. Shit like Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man garbage at 33 can go suck it. Scott Snyder's fucking Batman is not better than Englehart and Rogers. Sorry, at 32, screw that crap. For you Preacher fans out there, you made 31. Now, Planetary belongs on the list. 30 is a good spot. You know, and Grant Morrison's Animal Man at 29 is way too goddamn low. Roger Stern's Avengers run at 28. I can respect that. It's high. That's high too. I mean, you think it might be high? I don't know. Yeah, like I said, Eric K. Yes, Stan Lee wrote Spider-Man. He scripted Spider-Man with Ditko's plots, and he scripted Spider-Man, yes, for a long time. He scripted a lot of things. So, yeah, I know that about you, Mark. See, you're a Mike Barr kind of guy. I've been critical of Mike Barr, but I hear you, brother. And I'm glad at least my Levitt's Giffen Legion got it 27, that's acceptable. The Ed Brubaker cap at 26. Was Captain America's good. You might agree with this one, Mark. Peter David's Incredible Hulk run at 25. I mean, it's up there, but let's just go with the top 11. I'll just end with that. The top 11, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, the Busiek Avengers and Avengers run, Busiek Perez Avengers run was pretty good. I'm going to get to the glaring omissions. Mark with a C, that's true. That's a good glaring omission that you came up with. I hadn't thought about that one. All right. At 11, outside of the top 10, it's Marv Wolfman and Perez's New Teen Titans run. It went on a while, but it's better than some of these things in the top 10, though not all. At number 10 was Claremont's post-Byrne Cockrum run. If you remember, when Byrne left X-Men, Dave Cockrum came on for a while. And as much as I love Dave Cockrum, I wasn't super big on that run. I don't know why it's that high. 9, Simonson's Thor. Yeah, baby. I can respect it being way up in that top 10. The next two, some of you, my good friends, might disagree with me. But I'm sorry. At number 8, I think this is a pig swill shitty comic anyway. They got Grant Morrison's Batman at number fucking 8. I fucking hated his Batman. Hated it. Especially R.I.P. Fuck Morrison's Batman. I guess a lot of people love it. I get it. Oh, not a big David Holt fan. Did not know that, Mark. See. So fuck you for that. And then the Grant Morrison's JLA. Now, Grant Morrison, Howard Porter's, and John Dell's JLA. I'm not knocking my good friend John Dell, who's a good buddy of mine, a great artist, and who worked on that series. And so they even listed him there here. But Fuck Morrison's JLA. I hate the lineup. Just me. I know a lot of people like it. I'll have to respect that. But in the top 10, fuck that noise. Okay. Mark C, hang on to your hat, buddy. Hang on to your butts. We're getting to number 6 right now. Number 6, Mark C. Dude. Hey, Ronell Sykes, thanks for joining me. We'll see that again. And I fully admit, Ronell Sykes, that's a very popular run. A good buddy of mine worked on it. So, Grant Morrison, only good work on was JLA. I do disagree with you on that a little bit. I loved his Animal Man. It's for those 26 issues, which is on the list. Just a little bit low, in my opinion. I think Morrison's Animal Man was brilliant, and it's way down. This is too far down, I thought. I forgot exactly where it was now, but yeah, I just thought it was a bit too low. All right, number 6. I wanted to get my buddy Mark C ready for this one because I thought about you the other night when I was doing this, Mark C. That's why I'm kind of recapping it now. Number 6. How's this number 6, motherfuckers? How? Number 6, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee's Fantastic Four run. 6. Fucking 6. What is wrong with you people? And emotionally, I would have it at 1. Personally. I mean, number 1 on here is respectable, but shit. They did have a Captain Caveman movie. Let's see here. Am I nuts? Or did they have a Captain Caveman movie come out? A movie? I don't know, man. It is bullshit. 6? Fuck that noise. Fuck that fucking noise, man. Yeah, buddy. So that's crap. All right. Fucking. I mean, I know people. Again, I stress this wasn't made by one person. It was voted on. Number 5 is great, but it's not better than number 6. And that's Ditko and Lee's Spider-Man run. It's great. I love it. And I've always been a little bit kind of partial to the Romita Lee run, but okay. So I respect it being anywhere in this top 10. Not above FF. But again, the rest of these are respectable. Respectable. Great stuff. Lord Thoth, I don't know, brother. But number 4 is Frank Miller's Daredevil run. You got to respect that. It was fantastic. It's one of the greatest comics of all time. In the top 10, I have no problem with. I still don't know if I can put it over Kirby. I know I can't put it over Kirby Lee's FF. Sorry. Same deal with number 3, Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. I'd put it a little farther back in the top 10. I love it. It's not even my favorite Moore work. I would put it a little farther back in the top 10. It's better than this Morrison crap in here. Number 2. Number 2 is a book that I never really was big into, but most people love it. I respect it being high up on this list. Anywhere in the top 10. A lot of people love this comic, and I'll be disagreed with on this because it's not really, I like it okay. It's just never been my favorite, but I do understand why it's up there because tons and tons of people love it. And that's Neil Gaiman's Sandman. People love Neil Gaiman. People love a lot of his work. People love Sandman. It's never been my favorite thing or anything like that, but I know a lot of people that love it. So, I'm not gonna balk that much. Any story that introduces a major character that goes for 50 years needs to be in the top 10. Yeah, Thor. That's why it pisses me off that Kirby Lee Thor is so goddamn low at 70. It's so stupid. Stupid. Everyone ready for number 1? Like Dr. Demento, you say it's time for number 1. This is it. Number 1. All right, number 1, folks. Hang on to your butts. All right, number 1's a great comic. I don't think it's number 1. It's not my personal number 1. Remember this again. I keep reiterating it was voted on. So what are you going to do? And see, there you go. That's why I respect it, Lord Thoth. A lot of people love that Sandman run. A lot of people either have the complete comic run of it or or all the trades and hardcovers. So it's classic. Again, it just wasn't really. Again, I have no problem with it. Nothing bad to say about it. It wasn't my bag. So it's number 2. So number 1, folks, who's ready? I don't have a drum roll thingy. Number 1. Well, some of you were here the other night. You probably remember. So spoiler, but here we go. Number 1 is John Byrne, Chris Claremont, Terry Austin's X-Men run. Great comic. Don't know about number 1. Personally, it wouldn't be my number 1. It probably might break my top 10. But that was voted on by the CBR list there as the greatest comic book run that gives you the runs. I know that joke's inevitable, so I throw it in there anyway. Hard to not respect that. But, and again, I'm the biggest Byrne fan ever. Just said, that's too high, and I'm a Byrne fan. And you know, Mark, I hear you, bro. Well, yeah, Lord Thoth, no, there's no Wonder Woman to be found on this list, unless none at all. Not even 84. So, yeah, look, Mark. Hey, man, dude, I hear you, brother. I think it's a little high. Yeah, it's a great comic. Great comic. And I love it. And again, I can respect it being. I mean, I respect something that being at the top than some of the stuff that's on the list later. The glaring omissions is what kind of gets me that I didn't really touch on that much. What the hell? How do you have? I mean, how do you not have? I don't know, Wolfman and Colan's Tomb of Dracula run. My God, how's that not on here? You have stuff not on there. Mike Grell's John Sable. Well, Grell's Longbow Hunters. Green Arrow Longbow Hunters stuff. I don't know if that wasn't always my favorite, but it was pretty damn good. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff. That's right. No, and again, even though that wasn't my particular favorite, I could have swore. I really thought they would put the Perez Wonder Woman run on there. I'm actually surprised by that not being on there, man. Surprised. I don't get it. I'm surprised and I was never big into this one. I'm surprised Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Eastman and Laird wasn't on there. I'm surprised a lot of things weren't on there. As opposed to some of the new shit that was, but again, you got a lot of newer voters as they are. I don't get it. I mean, with some of this stuff, you were not put on this world to get it, Mr. Burton. So, I mean, there you have it. Again, for me personally, the biggest omission, and there are a lot that you could come up with, but the biggest one is Wolfman and Colan's Tomb of Dracula run. Tomb of Dracula. I mean, that was a classic, man. It's a great comic, and how that's not on there, I don't know. A lot of stuff not on there, man. No such thing as Canadian Spider-Man. You bad, son. So what you gonna do? But I mean, some of the stuff, like I say, a lot of stuff's too low, but other stuff just doesn't belong here at all. I mean, I'm sorry, Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four run, I never got into it like it was recommended to me, and they got it at 21. So these people think Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four run is better than Will Eisner's Spirit because it's way down like it's 70s or whatever it is. Oh God, Spirit. Will Eisner's Spirit at 89. That's a disgrace. A buddy of mine was into this comic. I was never into it that much, but I respect it. Usagi Yojimbo down at 81. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is at 79, folks. Mark with a C. No, the oldest run on the list would be the technically speaking, that started first would be the FF Lee Kirby FF run. Nothing from before the 50s or before the 60s, for that matter, is on the list. Other than, well, the oldest one would be Eisner's Spirit and Carl. And I take it back. Yeah, there's Eisner's Spirit and there's Carl Barks' Duck books. Those are the only things that are pre Silver Age. If I look back over the list, I might find some, but no. So the oldest book would be, of course, the Barks stuff, and the the Spirit. Other than that, pretty sure everything's after, is silver into bronze age stuff. And again, they got a lot of respectable stuff on here. I don't always have to be a fan of it to have respect for it being on the list, because as just someone who's a fan of the art form and a fan of of comics in general, it could be a book like I said, that's why I respect Sandman, and it was whenever that my thing that much, and I can Lone Wolf and Cub is great, at least it's on there, but they didn't put any manga, which they're only doing American comics, I guess. And yet that's manga, except, of course, it did have a good long print life in America, which I bought tons of it. I loved Lone Wolf and Cub. So, yeah. Miller's Dark Knight, again, that would fall under miniseries. Yeah. So these are ongoing series. So that's the way that works. Anyway, I guess I've been here long enough, and I kept you all bored, you guys, all enough with this stuff. But I wanted to kind of go over it again a little bit, because I had a lot of fun going down the list of all of them the other night. I really enjoyed it. And if I'd had anybody riding shotgun with me at the time, it would have taken 3 hours, because it took me like over an hour to do it before. But I wanted to go up and down the thing a little bit, because my buddy Mark C was here, my buddy Lord Thoth, he's here, and I wanted to get, bounce it off some of you guys, because I thought it would be fun, and I hope it was fun for you, because it was fun for me, and of course Mark with a C as well. And I value all your opinions. No, I'm afraid not. No Weisinger Swan Superman. No. Like All-Star Gap, I suspect. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. Like I said, aside from Barks Ducks and Eisner's Spirit, the oldest it gets is the Lee Kirby, Kirby Lee, I should say. Kirby Lee FF, Kirby Lee, Ditko Lee, Spidey. Yeah, so doesn't really, after that, not so much, but that's as old as it gets, I believe. So, yeah, but anyway, again, there's a lot of stuff on there. The other night when I went over the list, there's some stuff. I said, how the fuck is this on that list? How the fuck is that on this list? A lot of that going on. A lot of gnashing of teeth. But there's a lot of good stuff on here too. You can't, placement notwithstanding. Well, thank you so much, Purple Valkyrie. I appreciate it. And I really would love to get you on here. I know you have late nights and stuff. So one night I can schedule like for an earlier time again. When you want to come hang and talk again, we're going to do like just open talking or whatever. Hey, Bruce, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Lord Thoth. I want to thank everyone who was here. I want to thank Steph, who was my guest. I want to thank the great Eric K., my good buddy who was here. Thank you, sir. Eastland Burkholder. Thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for popping in, sir. I appreciate seeing you. I want to thank, again, Lord Thoth, LLL, buddy. Thank the wonderful Purple Valkyrie. I want to thank my buddy Mark C and Mark with a C. I want to thank both you gents. Just Joe 47 was here. Thank you. Again, Eastland, thank you for popping in. Let's see who else we had. Canadian Spider-Man, who does whatever a Canadian Spider-Man can. Or Spider can, that is. Sorry. I screwed that up. The great Steve Mitchum, my good friend. Thank you for being here. Please do, Purple. Please DM me. Let's do it. You let me know what a night that works for you, and the time is no issue. We'll do it anytime, because I would love to hang and talk with you again. We can talk some We can talk some Doctor Doom and some other or whatever, all kind of cool stuff. So again, let's see if I've forgotten anyone. Try not to forget anyone, as you know. Yet I always end up forgetting somebody, and it's only because I'm senile. I'm senile. I plan to do this show like 2 hours later than this, so it's early. It's still not past my bedtime enough. Dee Dee Myers was here, by the way. Thank you, Dee Dee Myers. Man. If I missed anyone, I apologize just because I don't remember stuff. You know that. Thank you so much. Let's see, what was it? I had some. And, one day maybe I'll come on and talk a little bit of Cobra Kai. Did anyone else watch Cobra Kai? I'm bummed that I'm done with it now. Captain Caveman, the first superhero. Captain Caveman! They did a stupid-ass DC comic a few years back where Captain Caveman was in it. They did I forgot who he was teaming up with. Maybe someone here knows, but yeah, they have DC has done a Captain Caveman comic recently. Yeah, that's true. So I guess I will again thank the great Stone Loki for this wonderful outro, which I will play you now. Good night, everyone. Have a great night.